you pro watches? Are you anti watches?
Yeah.
What's the situation?
Yeah, do you want me to be fully honest? Until about 10 years ago, I honestly thought buying watches, having watches is a very materialistic thing to do.
Capsules should be stowed in the overhead locker.
Stefan, how's it going?
So meet Stefan,
Good, man.
content creator, solopreneur, entrepreneur.
There's a saying I recently came across.
One thing I noticed, of course, when I saw him is that he didn't have a watch on. And surely I've taken that as an opportunity to get him into watches just a little bit.
I think it's horological machine number 10. Yeah.
But I don't think you would recommend that one.
No.
I've been personally following his channel for some time, and the value he provides on his YouTube channel is really next to nothing. So I had a chance to meet with him.
What's interesting with your content is that I think it could be relevant now, it could be relevant later. There's a lot of extra that's really to do about life, right?
Yeah, true. For some reason, I always hit the kind of a philosophical level in all my things.
Right.
Although I talk about, I don't know, side hustles and financial freedom, whatever.
Yeah.
There's always a philosophical, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, aspect to it.
Yeah.
And I do it subconsciously.
So this friendly sit down was really to chat about YouTube, content creation, and to kind of get him into watches, right? Like, so to say, if this is the pin to success for me, and I want my first watch, what would it be, right?
I started YouTube wanting to document my journey collecting watches. I like watches. But then I quickly realized that cyclical content about the same thing could be a bit boring if you're not truly passionate about it.
True.
Right? But then it's also a very specific niche. So not everyone likes watches, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not speaking to the mass. I'm speaking to the watch collector. I'm speaking to the watch enthusiast.
Take it back like 10 years. I was really anti-materialistic. And I thought watches was the epiphany of materialism. I thought like, someone who buys a Rolex just wants to show off. That's like initially 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But once I started reading more about watches, watching content, your content, I started to realize like, it's actually a cool thing to collect, to talk about this. It goes way deeper than just, it's a cool brand and I want to show off that I have wealth.
From my perspective, I'm always excited to meet watch collectors, watch enthusiasts, but in the same time, there is a side that says meet newcomers or people that would like to get into watches, don't know how, or want to learn about watches.
It's like loving watches, like
It's the process of getting one.
getting one and then loving them and then going from what you love to loving another one and moving up the collection. Yeah.
It's a circle, I gotta tell you. It's a work hard circle.
The one thing I know for sure is that I'm going to consult you when I buy my first watch, what watch I need to buy. And maybe that's also a cool question, actually. Like people starting out with the first watch, what would you recommend? What kind of watch to buy?
Sure. I mean, the idea is that, like, first of all, you're more than welcome, man. Always happy to share anything I've learned over my very short experience with watches, because there's a lot of people in this world that are not on YouTube, that are not on social platforms, that are like connoisseurs when it comes to watches. Not only the historical facts, but they just know it in and out. So I'm not that guy. I'm not a deep technical person. My knowledge would not exceed anybody's knowledge. But in terms of what I've played around with, in a very short span of time, those 5-6 years, I've been dabbling with watches. It's funny, any other watch YouTuber or any person you ask about watches, it's always like I started collecting when I was a baby. That wasn't my case, man. Call me a freshie, the new fresh prince of watches. I don't know.
That's still, you know way more than me. So.
Yeah, but so it's been 6 years and there was really no sentimental attribute to any of the high-end beautiful watches I bought. It was actually associated to a much cheaper in price, not cheaper in quality, quality's top, brand called Tag Heuer, where I wore Carrera Caliber 5. That was my first luxury watch. I think it was like $1,600. That was the most expensive watch I bought in my life. And then it shifted into, all right, let me get into Rolex, etc. And I started off following the hype. I started off saying, I want the diver that no one can get, that everyone's after. And then I went into, let me have another diver, and another GMT, and another GMT. And then at some point I took a pause and I said, let me not collect watches for those reasons. You know, I might as well just like it. I might as well just not follow this, because once you start turning your passion into what other people's like and follow that, it almost doesn't feel, you know, you anymore, right?
Yeah, for my first watch, I would just buy a Rolex. I don't know. It's the
Okay.
first brand I knew, the first watch brand I knew.
Yeah.
And they have really cool watches. The Datejust we just talked about.
Yeah.
What was it?
They, yeah. You'll come to know the difference between them. Like
Probably.
what's your bank account tells you.
I'm a total noob if you
Like,
didn't notice.
Yeah. No, it's one costs a tenth of what the other one costs.
Yeah.
You know, it starts with the Rolex.
What the next watch would be if I really go down the rabbit hole of watches and if I end up liking them.
Yeah.
A Patek Philippe.
Patek Philippe, yeah.
I like how simple and elegant they are.
Like the Calatravas, the one with the leather straps.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a wise choice.
But I also like
Yes.
the, what is it, Nautilus?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Patek Philippe Nautilus.
That's what.
That's one of the most hyped out watches they've got. It's a nice watch.
Is it overrated?
It's way overrated. It's overplayed for what it is.
Mm.
So if you're talking dollar value for what you get, it's a steel bracelet
Mm-hmm.
with decades of craftsmanship for movement creation as well as design.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff to it, and it's historical. So in that sense, of course, that all that adds up. But these watches are impossible to attain,
Yeah.
right? And what you're going to end up doing, you're going to end up paying, unless you really like it, you're going to end up paying a crazy premium. And this premium basically will get you a nice Calatrava from Patek Philippe,
Yeah.
or you're the first owner of it. Surely it's not as hyped as a Nautilus, but as long as you like it. Because remember, we talked about, first and foremost, wear what you like. Right? That's the idea behind it. Stefan, when it started versus Stefan today, what would you say that journey had taught you so far?
That YouTube is a very deep rabbit hole.
It really is, right?
Yeah. I started with, let's just make fun videos because I have this creative itch I want to scratch.
Yeah.
I think most people start on YouTube that way. The more you learn about the algorithm, the more you learn about human psychology,
Yeah.
the more you learn about filmmaking and storytelling, it goes
Yeah.
really deep.
Yeah.
And to make it even more dynamic, it keeps on changing. It
Yeah.
keeps on evolving.
I look at your content and I see a lot of efforts dedicated to, post-production work. Like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not like an overnight thing. And
I get the most,
Yeah.
we talked about it.
Yeah.
The direction I would want to go with YouTube is like bigger and bigger and bigger project videos. Not Mr. Beast kind of
Yeah.
videos, but like, I don't know, mini documentaries, whatever you want to call it.
sure.
Instead of just sitting in my room and talking about the topic, why not, I don't know, travel the world, talk to other
Yeah.
people, interview people, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the way I want to go. Over the last couple of years, I've learned that, I don't know, there's actually, it goes deeper. There's more layers to a watch. For one, it can be a really good investment. It's an inflation hedge. For two, it can just be the appreciation of the art, of the craftsmanship of a watch. And it's literally probably the only investment that you can wear. You cannot wear a Tesla stock,
That is true.
but you can wear a watch.
This is not something I would advise you on, but practically speaking, it is almost now perceived as a hedge against inflation and all these things. So that is a measure too. But I think you don't want to, buy it strictly for that reason.
Not true.
You just want to make sure that, okay, if I want to play, time to play, I'm going to play and I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to wear something. I'm probably going to patch it to an occasion or something that is interesting for me.
True.
A milestone, whatever, an achievement. And then if I'm ever, God forbid, in a situation where I need to get rid of it or, I want to recoup my investment back, you could at least get what you paid.
Exactly.
Not something you get with anything, not with cars. So that's the fun part about it. Your well-being, your financial well-being, how can you do more, right? How do you gauge basically in this industry the success of the people that had been listening and learning from this content? Would they come back to you and say, hey, Stefan, thank you for this, or?
Funny enough, they actually do.
Okay.
I don't know, percentage-wise, I don't know if it's a high number or if it's a low number, but if I even get one message, someone saying, hey man, because of you, I quit my job and I'm doing something I like, or you completely changed my life, and I have had those messages, I'm already like, I'm doing something purposeful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a sense that I'm doing something more meaningful than I ever did in my office job.
Yeah.
No manager or colleague ever told me like, hey, Stefan, thanks man, you changed my life.
Sure.
These fucking meetings in the office, but I did have a couple of DMs and people commenting on my videos. So it fulfills me. It's awesome to hear.
But no matter how much we classify ourselves as achievers or from a lower quadrant, I think there is a degree where we're all somehow amiable. Like you can be driven, of course, by success and achieving things and money.
Yeah.
But part of that reward as well is, being amiable, right? Like the people that watch you, like that. Thank you, Stefan, or hey, Stefan, that was awesome, or I learned so much from this is kind of rewarding on its own.
For sure. You get a lot of the positive comments on your videos? Or
I do. I used to delete first of all the bad comments.
Yeah.
Because my 101 YouTuber world was like, make sure everything is 5-star rated, you know. But then I left it, right. I've been there. I was like, you know what? Hey, this freedom of speech, man. You want to say what you want to say about what I said. This is your opinion.
Yeah.
This whole watch industry is about opinions. It's very subjective. I might like what I'm wearing today, but it doesn't make any sense to you, right? You might not like it, even if it's the best watch in the world. So then I kept all of these comments. I come to your channel to learn about financial well-being, which you have amazingly curated in a very, very interesting, attention-grabbing way. No, I say that seriously, no cliche, like it's awesome stuff. But I would also come there to be the best version of myself, I guess, right? Is that part of your message?
Yeah, creating a life by design, creating a life you want to live. And financial freedom is a part of it.
I mean, this guy's very humble. It's a much bigger channel than I am. So yeah,
oh, man.
Nice meeting you, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Rida. Dubai next time?
Maybe Dubai,
Yeah.
Over buying your first Rolex day. Boy, I thought that dog was gonna attack us.
No, he's playing with a ball.
Okay, I'm telling you, the dog is coming to us right now. I'm just gonna move right here because I was like, this guy
piss and he's
is
taking
gonna
piss with you.
It's a German Shepherd, no? I have a really hate-love relationship with dogs.
I noticed.
Like, I would just jump off. You know how weird it would look like if you're just sitting and a dog just come bites my ear off and I'm in the middle of the video. And he gets that on footage.
That would be a viral video.